Welcome to the Entertainment Rants podcast, your number one source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola and his fellow ranters as they sound off on the latest movies, TV, and the world of entertainment. Now, here are your ranters for the hour, Marco, Mila, Larry, and Bruno.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and we are brought to you by the Subculture Podcast Network. You can find us online at bio.link/subculturepod. All right, let's go around the room and say hello to our ranters today. Hello, Larry.
Hey.
Hey, Mila.
Ew.
All right, gang. Today, we are back with Skeleton Crew, Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Pretty awesome. Let's just go through the tail of the tape. Obviously, this was a Disney Plus show, rated TV, PG. It was 8 episodes long.
Yes.
All right.
It's true.
Let's see. Basically, your main star, obviously, was Jude Law. Like, he's the main, draw on this particular show, if you have to have a list of stars. And then a bunch of people that I don't know anybody.
Well, that's what it is. That's the name. You know Jude Law, so that's the
brings you in.
Sure.
Did anybody else feel like the mom of Captain whatever, like what her name, Farrah, was that her name? She was kind of a Fern. Yeah. What was the mom's name though? Mom's name was Farrah. She was kind of like a Walmart. What's her name? Fuck, John Krasinski's wife, Emily Blunt. She reminded me of Emily Blunt. It was like a Walmart Emily Blunt. Like, if you really see them together, obviously not without the British accent, but she obviously plays without a British accent a lot of times as well. So, yeah. So there's that.
Okay. That's a weird. That's a weird
I
pull.
can kind of see it.
Yeah, it was like for like half time, I'm like, is that Emily Blunt? And of course, I looked it up. I'm like, no, that's not her. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyway, let's go around the room and get some takes on the show first. Then we'll kind of go through some episodes and talk about them, which ones we liked, which ones we didn't like. Overall take. Who wants to start today?
Go ahead, Mila.
Mila's starting today.
I'm putting you right on that sword.
That's right.
I liked it. I thought it was like a fun kids show. I really liked it for what it was trying to be. Because I actually kind of really like. I'd rate it like in all the Disney show, like the Star Wars shows.
There you go.
I would actually put it up pretty high because it achieved what it was looking for. And all the other shows disappointed me, were boring, or just a total letdown to me.
And I'm like,
this was a pretty good story for what it was trying to be. It didn't get too crazy deep, but it was it had its characters. The characters had motive, or like not necessarily deep motive,
Well, I mean, they're kids, so how deep is their motive supposed to be?
Exactly.
Right? So
it doesn't have to be that deep. Yeah. And I think it was pretty good show.
All right. I'll jump to, you know what? I'm with you, Mila. It wasn't bad. I think it did exactly like you said. I'm just going to kind of piggyback a lot what you just said. It did what it was supposed to do. When I first started watching, I was like, oh, this is the perfect show to introduce children to Star Wars. It really, truly is. Mm-hmm. If you're a parent that doesn't want to give them episodes 4, 5, and 6, and the blaster and the death and this, and like, if you want to not give them that, but you want to give them like a nice wholesome story, I think that's what this is. It's it's a little kid's Goonie adventure.
Yeah. What did you call it? It was like a mix between Goonies and...
it was a mixture between Goonies and Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates!
Which is an old show, right?
Yeah, it's an old movie.
So, for me...
I love that movie.
It was good. And I remember watching that way too young.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But again,
we know my status.
Yeah, right? But that's what I felt like. This is a great movie, a great show for age range 9 to 12. Put them right in there because they're kind of adventurous, and and that's what you see. You see it in these 4 little kids, right? One of them just lives in this boring life and just wants so much adventure, and he's into these stories of these Jedi, and he wants to meet them. So it's like I see it, and then you have Jude Law's character, which at first I thought that him quote unquote being a Jedi was just fake because he kept using because I was watching every time he did something with his hand, right? His force grab or whatever.
Yeah.
It always looked like he was just doing it with his one hand. So I was like, you know what? He's a pirate. I wonder if it's like he has like a magnetic thing, so he can take gold or riches. Right.
So
that's what I thought it was until episode 6 or 7. Then he uses his other hand, and I
Yeah.
went, "Oh shit! Okay, well there goes that theory."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he even said, I think it was like episode 3 or something like that. He goes, "I necessarily never called myself a Jedi." Like, and he does
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Like, just Wim just goes, "Oh my God, you're a Jedi."
So was he ever? He wasn't ever really a Jedi, was he?
No, he
No, he was
Force
training
sensitive.
for
He was
one.
training for
He was
one
training to
at,
be one.
at Order 66 because he.
That's what it was.
Because
Yeah.
he gets
That's
into
right, at the end
it.
we kinda find out
At
more of
the
his history.
right? And he said that he was just like a little street rat, and he was begging, and this woman found him and started bringing, and she saw potential, and
Yeah.
she started bringing him. Then Order 66 happened. I'm guessing that's where
Yeah.
everybody gets smoked.
That's where he got his morals and ideals.
Yeah.
So I guess all he really knew of the quote unquote Jedi way was just the Jedi, how to use the Force. I guess was just Force push.
And what a
pull.
lightsaber is, sort of.
And
Like,
what-
it looks
yeah.
like he had some training with it before.
Yeah, which I mean we've seen other Star Wars shows, movies, lore, like they start very young. So
Oh, yeah.
that's the whole idea. They always want to get them young,
Right.
so they can kind of mold them to be proper Jedi.
So
Yeah.
basically, just a timeline aspect. This is basically takes place 9 years after
Yep.
the events of Return of the Jedi.
Yes,
Okay.
Just so we're kind of in
Yep.
that timeline.
Yeah.
It's to say 9 years ABY.
ABY.
After the Battle of Yavin.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And it took me a while because I was trying to figure out what the timeline was, and I did the same thing as you did, Marco. Like I had to look it up because I'm like, I don't understand how nobody knows of this planet. Like it's not. I need to kind of like reverse timeline and add. I'm like, I don't understand. Like it's from the Old Republic, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh wait a minute. It makes perfect sense. During the Old Republic, this was the planet that created the gold. So they didn't want people to find it. So that's why they put that barrier up there.
Right. Yeah. They make them.
Yeah.
So the people
they're
that
making the
lived,
Republic
right?
credits, yeah.
So the people that lived there didn't know that the Republic had fallen.
Right.
They were just living their own lives, and as
They're
we
just
find,
living their best life.
We're just living their best life. Hey, wait, don't we know that?
No, we do know that.
wait
They
a
were
minute.
gauging their
we know
success.
that. Oh, yes, and believe. So
They definitely believed in this.
definitely believe. So like I need to kind of sort of wrap my head around that because I was like, I don't know how they fit in. And then I had to think, I was like, oh, they created the Old Republic gold, the credits.
Credits, yeah.
They didn't know that the credits that the Republic had fallen because they've been on this planet completely trapped.
Right.
And everybody else is like, yeah, we're in
Hence all the Old Republic coins.
Exactly. And everybody's like, what the hell? And they're like, yeah, we don't know what you're talking about.
Right. It was like the Republic, and then there's like the Empire took over, so the Republic was gone.
It was gone.
And then now the Empire's gone.
And now it's the
essentially.
new
So
Republic.
the new Republic,
Yeah.
the new era. And
It's
so
funny.
their
I bet
credits
they
are
had
worth a
no
lot.
idea. I bet they don't even know what's going on.
No,
you know?
No, that's what I'm saying.
the
They
whole
had
point is
no
they had
idea.
They're like, now they've got all these like really cool
I mean,
credits.
they've
It's like,
heard
all right, here's some lunch
stories.
money. You know,
They've heard a lot of
whatever.
stories. That's why the kid is like playing with action figures. At the beginning, he's like
Yeah.
the very first time he's like playing with action figures of people that happened in the past. Like he's making like little battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of
well,
weird.
well,
it was a
well,
little ET.
Yeah.
Little like
A
it was
kid
kind of like
playing
that
with
meta
figurines?
thing. Well, in ET, he's playing with Yoda. He's playing with figures from Star Wars. In the ET
Okay.
movie, he played.
You've
like
never
Star
seen E.T.
I have seen
Yeah,
ET.
he plays with
yes,
Star
I
Wars
have.
figures. It's
sure?
kind of
I
strange.
had the DVD.
Yep. Wow. Star Wars exists in that sort of universe, everything with ET, so it's a little weird.
This is true, and we've seen E.T. in the Star Wars movies.
Right. And the ET,
Oh.
the ET aliens,
The ET aliens.
show up in the Republic Senate that one
Yep.
time. You see them all.
Oh, I think I know. I remember seeing
kinda
something
meta.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, I liked it though. I did enjoy it. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was kind of bored with it. Like after like the first couple episodes, I was just like, ugh. And then I remembered. I was like, wait a minute. Let me take a step back. It's
not Game of Thrones.
It's not, right, it's not Game of Thrones. This show wasn't meant for me. It really
Not
wasn't.
really. No, it's
You know?
definitely not.
Once you like think about that while you're
Yeah.
watching, you go, you know what? Like, yeah, let's just sit back and watch this.
and
You
that's
know?
Yeah, it's
literally
still
what I
Star Wars.
did.
I'm still getting some
Yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be getting some Star Wars.
Yep.
You know,
Getting a little
it's-
bit of nostalgia from like this type of movie that would
Yep.
come out, you know,
Yeah, 'cause I
the
love
coming of
Goonies,
age type
yeah.
thing.
I loved Goonies. So yeah, I was in the same boat. Like, it didn't blow me away, but I did enjoy watching it. I got, there was a couple of points I got a little bored. I was like, all right. It was a lot of like not say like monster of the week, but like bad planet of the day. You know what I mean? Like they kept going to like bad planet, new adventure. Like shit goes wrong, yet they can.
But that's what I wanted it to be.
Right.
Yeah, it was that
and then also,
super convenient. Right? There's always a way out, right? To climb the thing, and that rope is there. You know what I mean? Like every time, you know, there's always a way.
Yeah. And again, like it's something that was cool about that because I'm also watching this and going, like at the beginning, I'm like, oh, they're in this impossible position. Like, how could they possibly get out of this? And then seeing it's like some really easy out, I go,
yeah, it's like there's a resolution to the little horror play every episode.
And then I just go like, well, it's a kids movie, you know? So I'm like, they can do that.
You have to wrap up their current predicament at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, other than the overall story arc I'm trying to get back to, and if they said Ad-Atten one more fucking time.
Ad-Atten?
Jesus.
I think it was Ad-Atten.
I would love to. That's a drinking game. How many times do they say Ad-Atten?
No, dude.
Each episode, the whole series. Oh my god, it was ridiculous.
Well, I think a big part of that too is it's they want people to remember where they're actually from because this is just it's a made up story, right?
Ad-Atten, by third episode, I fucking got it.
Ad-Atten, and it's
still
supposed
5 more episodes of hearing them say that fucking name.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be like the just a mere mention of it. People are like that's a
apparently we live in Atlantis, which is weird or something.
Yeah,
we came from El Dorado, which apparently is kind of odd.
Does it exist?
I don't get
Does it not exist?
Like, who's going to tell them that it's actually just a lame place?
Right?
Yeah, everyone's been to Atlantis, right?
Of course.
And the planet was cool, you know what I mean? Like the planet was pretty cool, but you saw the whole, like at least I did.
I like that it was peaceful and not like a weird dystopia. It was just kind of like peaceful to like a fault a little bit, but like
to a fault. But I mean, it's kind of like that, you know, utopia where you want, but nothing else in the universe in that universe is like that,
right?
Because they're so sheltered, obviously, by their shield.
I was really glad to find that it wasn't like a weird dystopia because I was like, I kind of don't want that twist right now because I'm having a good time.
But you did have the aspect of basically the robots, the droids are running the planet.
The droids are running
and they're keeping them sort of enslaved, just making credits.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like the main high, whatever the hell they call them.
For the betterment, or I forgot what the
one of us.
Yeah. I forgot what the great work. I think it was
the great work. Be well.
You know,
it was like
that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
3 seashells. I mean, it was just that.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
He doesn't know. Mila, you got anything on that? Do you know how to use the 3 seashells? Look at her face. She has no idea. That's what we should do.
Yeah, because I tried that. Didn't work. We tried doing
that
with Marie one time. It didn't work so well.
We do that one again.
Yeah, we got to redo Demolition Man for real.
That was a good movie.
Great movie. We got to redo that whole for real this time.
I'm down. All right. So no, I get
coming up on Entertainment Rants.
I know.
Demolition Man.
Just so you people know.
I thought you guys did I thought you did like a podcast
Marie and I did it. We talked about it for like 30 seconds. She zoned out. She was looking at her phone. 30 seconds, and then we talked about everything else but Demolition Man.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was the early days of
Entertainment Rants. Like an hour and a half, 2 hours podcast.
When it was like 90% rants.
Yeah, it was. There was
10%.
The actual topic.
Were we talking about something?
Yeah, were we talking about something? Yeah. We definitely stay more on topic now.
Definitely, I think. Maybe possibly. Speaking of which, I was okay with it. Everything. I wasn't happy with. Yeah, I wasn't happy with it being ran by the droid though. Like,
it was kind of weird.
That sucked. Because it's like, because
that was kind of a letdown. That was kind of a bummer.
It screamed She-Hulk.
What?
Remember when the Kevin robot?
The Kevin robot.
I didn't finish the show.
Oh, God bless you.
Oh, good. Well,
can't blame me. Like,
no.
Can't.
Remember I'll talk to you.
Episode 4.
You were there. The Kevin robot was basically running everything.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's funny because the moment that they go up there, right? It's Jude Law's character, the little girl, and the mother, and then the mother's like, "Oh my God, you're getting to meet the supervisor, at such a young age." Blah blah blah. And when they walk in, she's like, Hello?
It's dusty and like cobwebs.
But there's like super dust. So I'm
like thick layer.
Where the fuck did all those people go?
Yeah.
Were those all robots that worked in that room?
Yeah, it was all robot. The whole room was robotics.
Right, but I'm saying though, like none of those buttons or nothing has been touched in fucking years. So I'm wondering, like, at the fall of the Republic, did the people that worked there fuck off? Or was there ever anybody that actually did work?
That's a good question.
I think it'd be really cool. Like, if they do a season 2 with this, I think it'd be like really cool to go a little bit more in depth about Ad-Atten.
The background, where it came from, how it started.
Like, because we have a general idea of how it worked.
Yeah.
But like not any like lore about it. Even though like they're like, oh yeah, like the old sea shanties, and I go, I'd like to hear a couple of those sea shanties so I know what we're talking about.
That's the pirate side of it.
Oh yeah, but like that's like all of the lore we got. Kinda was that, and then also like references to like what the point of the planet is, and like technically what it is, but not history of it.
It's just the mint. It's the mint of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Kind of like Camino was where they created the clones, and they did that. Yeah. It's out on the Outer Rim. Like this planet's in the Outer Rim as well.
It's out in the Outer Rim, sure. So I mean, I don't know if me personally, I don't think I really need another season of background of this show, or this planet rather.
And it is one of those things. Like, I mean, they could write anything, but like, what do you do?
Could.
Do they just get off on another adventure? Is this what's happening?
Right? Do we just now watch them grow up or something?
But now there's no shield.
Now
the shield is gone, so the whole
now it could be
galaxy.
Anything.
Well, then I think it kind of turns into like the war planet again, because now everybody's going to try to invade this.
Yeah,
right. So
once it's found out that they actually know where it is, and that's where the Republic credits are, they're fucked.
But now you have the New Republic, so they can. I mean,
right? But now it's like pirates, and everybody else is getting all the bounty hunters. This could be a great story
for the next 3 episodes.
Right? Could be.
Something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way was how quickly the like final episode ended. I was wanting it to be like at least 10, 20 more minutes, just because it was like the second it was deemed that the good guys won, the episode ended. I'm like,
that's it.
Whoa. I'm like, we're not done here.
No,
like,
we're done.
No, we're done.
You get it. Good guys won. This is it's a typical kid show.
Yeah.
I'm like,
good guys won. We know the good guys won. We don't need anymore.
Who's paying for all
who's paying? Well, they got all the gold.
Well, they got all the gold, yeah, but
they can pay for it.
But
it was bizarre how it ended like really, really, really quickly.
For an adult, sure. For a kid, that's exactly what you wanted. Like you said, Marco.
So God damn it.
It was just interesting. Like we didn't even be able to go like, we're all safe. It was like you're not dead. The episode ends.
Yeah.
X-Wing is flying off.
I'm not entirely.
You're not dead. Oh look, the X-Wings. Everyone, and then it ends.
And I get the parents who.
I did like the Rebel blockade runner coming at the end.
Yeah.
They like little ship type of thing. The blockade runner, yeah.
Well, so I mean, visually, I thought visually this thing was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah. I did like and they were talking about a lot of like the characters and stuff like that were not necessarily CG. They used more real prosthetic.
Did they really? Yeah. I love when they do that.
Yeah, they relied less on CG for this show.
There's something magical about that. Like actually trying to figure it out like that.
So. The Bat Werewolf Captain.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see who his first mate was?
No.
Did you catch it?
You didn't see?
No.
It's Jaleel White.
Did I do that?
Was it really?
That was the very first. I was like, holy
crazy.
shit!
But I had seen a preview. I knew he was going to be in it.
So I didn't.
A preview, yeah.
So I saw it for the first time. I was like,
here.
oh my god! I was like, wait, is that Jaleel? Get the fuck! And I looked up. I was like, that's fucking Jaleel White. That's cool.
So funny.
So that was kind of cool. Also, the robot. What's the robot's name?
833
No.
SS
K9, I have him. K39.
SM33.
I was close to the S and 33.
I'll let you wrap that around your head.
I got nothing.
SM33.
Oh, Smee!
Who's Smee?
He's the pirate
Captain
from
Hook. Captain Hook's
He's
first
Captain
name.
Hook's first name.
That's cool.
I picked that up right the fuck away. When she said SM33, I'm like, SM. That's fucking Smee.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, all right, that's it. So I like that, honestly. I was like,
that was neat.
Yeah. So that's like, they did like a lot of things that really hit the mark as far as like a kid's show.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it's supposed. That's why like I didn't look too deep into like after the first couple episodes, honestly, I stopped taking notes on the show because I just didn't want to. There's not much as an adult to really want to dive into. There really isn't, because it's a fun show to watch.
Yeah.
It's great for content. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to like it. But you have to go in understanding, at the end of the day, this is a kid show. It's a great introductory story for kids. And I was good with it. Like, the adventures, I wanted, different planet of the day. Like, I was okay with that.
I love
because
different
that's
planet
how
of
we
the day.
grew up. Like, we watched G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe's a half-hour show with commercials, which makes it like 20 minutes of actual show. There was a different problem every fucking day. Beginning, Cobra Commander comes in, tries to take over everything. Different plot, different plan. They get the right guys. They stop Cobra Commander and all the Cobras. End of the show.
Serpentor.
Serpentor was awesome. But by the end of the show, they
Major
fucking.
Blood. They go on forever.
I know. At the end of the day, Cobra runs away, and yo, Joe, and no one's half the battle. So I was good with that. Every day it was like that. With this show, I was fine with a different problem every time. I was, a different plan, different this. There were certain things. Captain, the hell's her name? The little girl.
Fern.
Fern. I don't know why. Yeah. So Fern, there was one thing like off the top, like very first episode. I think it was. No, it's the second episode. She was too a little over the top with a tough girl attitude.
Yeah.
Like just too much. Like
it was turned up to
easy
11
peasy
a little bit.
lemon squeezy. Like you're trying to bully like these two kids that are clearly like the little trunk boy
Neil.
He didn't want to do anything. He was like, I'm not fucking going over there. That's crazy. That's like you have these two like one little adventurous kid. It's like, let's do this. You're gonna bully them too? The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that she was like over the top bullying just for over the top bullying's sake, and I don't
like not a lot of drive behind it.
Yeah,
just bullying because why not?
Like, you serious? Like, come on, man.
He's like, wait. I gotta say, I feel like I got baited into thinking the like boy Wim.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like he was gonna be like the main character. But it ended up being like I was more interested in like all of the characters except for him. I was like, oh, and then there's also Wim. He's here. You know, he was the driving force to why they were there. But after that, he was just kind of like there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah,
you had
Wim's in this group.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like, oh yeah.
Because you've got Neil, who's like sweet, and he's so fun,
innocent.
He's enjoyable to see, and innocent.
Then he gets into the gun, he grows some balls, he's like, I'm like, yeah, go get him, Neil.
Right? Then you've got the girl, I don't remember her name.
KB.
Like,
was
you
awesome.
got Jordy.
Yeah, Jordy.
She's the smart engineer,
cool.
but also has like a disability, which you don't really know what it is.
Until
she had an accident, you know?
Sure. Yeah,
but that was pretty cool. And then you've got Fern, who's got a lot. Like, that she just wears everything she is on her sleeve.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then I'm like, oh yeah, and then there's Wim.
And then there's Wim.
Oh yeah, and then there's Wim, who was the first one we were introduced to, and he likes Jedis.
It was like the development of the other ones developed more than he did.
He was like furniture the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the reason why they're
Not
all
very
there,
helpful
but-
furniture either.
No, well, he helped KB.
Yeah, that's true.
He like cooked up the wires and made a cylinder. And
Yeah.
Put it in her brain. I was like, what the fuck?
That was wild.
What the
That's
hell's
awesome.
I was
And the
like,
fact that
little,
she was like, I trust that this will happen.
yeah,
Here's a fun fact I was reading.
hit it.
The holographic circus that is entertaining Neil's young siblings
Yes.
Okay.
I know this.
Yep.
I know this one.
is a recreation of the same one Chewbacca's family is watching in Star Wars: The Holiday Special.
Oh.
The holiday special callback in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Wild.
I like saw
That's
that fun
funny.
fact and I was like, I mean, go for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome.
Sure.
I'm totally down for it. Anytime you can do those kind of callbacks and
Yep.
slide those in there like that, I'm down. I'm
It's
down
funny.
with
My
it.
initial thought when I saw like the little cartoon thing, I was like, oh well, it's better than Cocoa Melons, I suppose.
Everything's better than Cocoa Melon.
Everything's
Don't
better
say
than
that
Cocoa
name
Melon.
on this fucking podcast again.
Fucking Coco Man.
Oh my god.
I've never watched that.
7 tunes,
I don't know anything
30,000
about it.
songs. I swear to God, it's hundreds of songs based on the same 7 fucking kids' tunes, like "Row, Row, Row Your Boat" and shit like that. Yeah, it's like they made
You'd be like,
300 videos and they just keep recycling the song and change the words.
That sounds like genius marketing. If you
It's
ask me.
genius. Oh, it's absolute genius. Believe me, I wish I had the money.
guys, I know what we're podcasting about next.
Oh my God, it was awful.
No, I quit. I will never
I'm
do
done.
another.
Just take my
I
name off
will
the credits.
I don't want nothing to
Record,
do.
read.
It'll
Do
just
the
be me
opening.
for like an hour going like,
Yeah.
man, episode 83 really hit different. That went
Take a
crazy.
ranters for the hour,
When they did row,
Mila,
row your boat, but said
and
brush,
Bruno.
brush your teeth, that went crazy. Going
Wait,
on my top
what?
10. I don't know, I'm making it up.
But are you though?
Am I?
Are you?
Am I?
You go home and watch this, don't you? You watch Coco Melon.
How did you know?
Yeah, I caught that.
You got me.
I got you.
It's my favorite show, actually.
Oh my God.
You know, the lore is actually really deep once you get to episode 100.
Oh, fuck's sake. Speaking of like
Going
little
deep
callbacks,
on JJ.
I know, right? Speaking of callbacks, I don't know if it was, but it reminded me just because I'd seen it recently. The little furry thing when they get on the planet, when they first get
Little owl-looking thing?
Yeah, a little red thing with the wings.
Not the owl girl.
Not the owl lady that helps them in the end.
No.
Republic,
Like it was like when they first got, but that planet, when they first get there, there's like these things that are in the cave. Is it in the ship or in the planet? But there was like this little furry thing that had wings, and it looks like the same thing from Captain Emo. Which was Michael Jackson's ride at Epcot.
Captain Neo.
Captain Neo. I said Captain Emo.
You did, and I was like,
close enough.
Captain Emo.
No.
Captain Neo.
So Captain Neo, which was a 3D ride at Universal.
I remember that. I went there.
At Epcot, rather.
Yeah, I went. I
And
saw
Michael
that. I
Jackson's
had
like
the shirt and everything, the big like swooshy, like rainbowy type of like fluorescent pastel color thing.
Yep.
Captain Neo. Yeah, I had
And
that.
so-
you should look it up
so-
sometime. It's really trippy
so
because
I just
it was
watched
like
it.
the 80s, 90s, whatever, and it was.
I just watched it the other day. Actually, somebody had put it on YouTube, like because it's a 3D thing, but they 2D'd it and you could watch it. And I watched the whole thing. I was like, oh my god, it's like 13 minutes of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
But the little creature that he had, like the little furry flying
little fly
creature.
around
I
creature.
can see the little creature
So-
you're talking about there.
It's almost like the one from She-Ra with the big ears.
Yes.
very
Yes.
Oh, are you talking about the little fuzzy thing with the fairy wings?
Yes, that
Oh,
thing, the little
yeah,
pink
yeah.
furry thing. So that to me looked like a lot from Captain Neo thing. I was like, I wonder if that's the same.
It could be a callback. Could be.
It
a
does
callback.
Yeah.
look very similar. I saw a picture.
So I mean, I would probably be able to like really dive into each episode because they probably throw a lot of those in there.
They did. I was just reading too, like the director and the showrunner was very much saying that they did a lot of not only references, but they used a lot of like old school technology like stop motion and matte paintings and a lot of different. So they really sort of tasked ILM to kind of go back to the way they used to do things.
Yeah.
Most of it's not done that way, right? Everything they use the volume now. They use like they did in Mando.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's digital. Like everything's fucking digital now. You know what I mean? They didn't. They went back a lot of old school.
I love seeing stuff like that.
Me too. I think there is a lot more.
Because I don't want it to be like a lost art, you know?
Yeah, and it totally
like little
is.
things like that. Because it could so easily be like,
It was
be like
magical.
a place.
Like I'm sure I've talked about it before. I know, but when I went to ILM because my cousin works there and he took us on the tour, it was fucking cool to see all the old stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the big painting, the matte paintings, which were done on the bath. What do you call it? Shower doors. Glass
were they
shower
really?
door. They would take glass doors from showers, and that's what they would paint on. So like there was an image of from Die Hard 2 and the airplanes. You know what I mean? Like the end when they're pulling away,
Yeah.
right? And you just see the airplanes with all the fucking people running. You see that still, like that was a painting, and then they like animate some shit into it, so you see some people moving.
Oh.
But the majority of that is a matte painting.
That's really cool.
It's really, it's there. Like it's just hang up on the fucking wall. Like it's really cool. There's a ton of them. We saw Slimer. So the old Slimer, you know,
Really?
kind of beat up. It's old, and it's
Yeah.
it's because of the rubber and the mold that they use kind of deteriorate over time. But we saw things like the Jabba mold and stuff like that, the Jabba the Hutt stuff, and the stuff, all the props and stuff that they
That's
actually used to move
cool.
it.
That's
It's
so
really
cool.
fucking cool. Some of the animatronic type stuff and the old artwork and things that they used to do. If you ever get a chance, if you're ever out in San Francisco for whatever reason. There's tours. Like you can obviously go on a tour. I got kind of a different
I'd
tour
love
because
to
my
go on
cousin
an
works
island
there,
tour.
but they take you in and they like there's a big movie theater inside there where they'll show you like the history and how they do what they do and how like a section of a movie would be done, right? How it starts, how the framing and they overlay the color, they overlay the the art, the texture, the lighting.
Yeah.
It's a really cool short movie where they kind of give you the background of how they do what they do. It's pretty awesome.
That
And
is
then he
so
took us to the
cool.
gift shop, which is like really fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's like the employee gift shop where the employees go to shop.
Ooh.
You get like crew shirts and shit like that. It was like really cool. I have a couple of crew shirts that I bought there. Like only the crews can buy, so it's really
So
fucking
you wear it and you go, I was on this.
I had nothing to do with the
Yeah,
making of this, but I'm
I
gonna pretend
worked
I
on
did.
it.
I'm gonna pretend I did.
I play a crew member on TV, but not one in real life. So yeah,
No.
that was pretty awesome.
So I don't have really much.
Not too much John Skeleton. I mean, it's a good show though. What did you think of like Jude Law's character overall?
I was actually about to bring him up. I thought he was a really like cool character because like I liked the fact that everyone was like don't trust him, but you're also like yeah, I mean he's sketchy, but like I think he seems pretty chill, and he didn't just like go bad. He went like way bad,
like real fucking bad by the end of it. Like,
and I'm like,
really
that's why everyone says like he's like really don't trust him. I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of liked that he also didn't go like there's still the kids and stuff. He just went.
I'll shoot them.
He went totally downhill.
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill your parents slowly if you don't act up. Like if you say a single word, I'm like
that one actually kind of surprised me because it's a Disney Plus, and I'm like, there's no fucking way that they're gonna make this guy that like he could be the bad guy, he could be the villain. We've seen those in Disney movies. Every Disney movie has a villain. But this motherfucker's like, I'm gonna kill your parents with this lightsaber?
Right in front of you.
Right in front of
Slowly?
Wow. That is some dark shit.
Painfully?
Like, they went dark.
They went so dark with this
And it's funny because like he still almost had that
redemption.
But he had that like he had that conflicting attitude. He's like, I don't want to do it. Just knock it off. Let me just rule and shut the fuck up. Just work for me, and I can stop hurting because I don't want to hurt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, cut it out so I can stop hurting people. Will you?
And they also were able to get him to be like a little bit relatable. He's like, look, I've been like hungry my whole life. You know, I just
my life has sucked. And I just want to rule something because
Exactly,
I need the money.
yeah.
Frankly, I need the money. I need a job.
I need a job.
I need a job.
You know.
Yeah, that was
Like they did his character pretty well.
I'm glad that they didn't give him the complete redemption arc.
I'm glad it didn't.
I don't want one of those, dude.
No, let him be the fucking bad guy.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he's back to drinking the Kool-Aid of the Jedi Code or something stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fuck that.
Or like Wim looks at him and goes, "You wouldn't," and he goes, "I wouldn't." Oh, what have I done?
He throws down the lightsaber.
He's like, I will stab your father in the neck if you pull that lever. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, all right.
Fuck around and find out, little boy.
Yeah, he was definitely.
I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah.
You know? That was so
fuck around
cool.
And find out.
That was
I thought that was
crazy.
Good. I thought that was good. The kids, I mean, we talked about them a little bit. The kids. Like
not crazy deep, they were kids.
Not crazy deep. I like the beginning when you see them in their everyday life and they're off to school and you see how their school runs.
Huge Etch-a-Sketch, by the way.
Huge Etch-a-Sketch.
Yep.
They're playing with their toys. They're riding their speeder bikes, basically.
It's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little scooter
I want
bikes.
one.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I definitely want one.
Oh, I want 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that.
Oh.
So he misses the bus the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fucking problem with this. He's like, don't worry, I know a shortcut. Okay. What the fuck?
What shortcut, though?
What shortcut? Like, the school day's over. And they're like, he's like, still in the woods. I'm like, what kind of fucking shortcut did you think you had? Like, I don't.
Just seems like the long way around.
That seems like the very long way. Like, how did you not?
I feel like you could have just followed the bus at that point.
Right, because they were, what do you call it? They were doing the assessment test. I'm like, wait a minute. They're already at school. Like, about to take her, and this fucking kid is still riding her. Like, dude, you've been
Wasn't
gone.
the robot like driving the bus? Was it a robot or a person?
It was a robot. It was a droid.
Wouldn't the robot fucking stop for him?
No.
It's a droid. It doesn't have to.
I feel like it doesn't have to.
I think the punctuality comes first.
No,
that's,
I get
that's
that, but
pretty
I just feel like the robots are kind of like, no, you need to be fucking in school. So I'll stop and get you the fucking bus, you jackass. You missed it, but you need to be in school because we're going to force you to get to school.
No,
I can understand that.
His job as the bus driver is
to stay on schedule.
Stay on schedule.
Drive the bus.
You go to the stop. You have that spot for 30 seconds. Then you're on. Then you're just on. Like, that's.
No matter how many kids you're dragging behind the bus.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying.
Because their backpack are caught in the doors and they're dragging.
Else, continue driving.
Keep going. Just keep going. You got to schedule the key, motherfucker.
Look,
don't stop and let them in.
I think if the backpack gets caught, it's probably like a safety feature, right? So they stop.
Yeah.
But you missed the bus. You missed the bus.
Who wins the
Should have
next
been on the bus. When's the next bus?
Master Charger.
Yeah.
I'm on
Uncle
the bus.
Meridian.
I feel like if it was a different type of droid, it would be like stopping. But I think that was like literally just a bus driving droid.
That's it.
Which was like, please don't put stickers on my head. I'm going to continue driving.
Yeah.
I will stop when you are at the stop at the time that this stop will happen.
Yeah. So
don't put stickers on my head.
That's the thing that pissed me off. I was like, this kid's supposed to be on a fucking shortcut. Like, that's
kid
when
totally missed.
When you said that, when he says that, you have me thinking, oh, you know a shortcut.
You're gonna get there.
No, he just saw what the other kids did the day before, which was Fern and KB when they did it.
Yeah.
He watched
How'd that
them
go?
do it.
Just checking.
So he thought it
I will
was a
never
shortcut.
let that go. Somebody
That's
makes noise, I'm doing that.
So, I mean, the moment that he takes that jump and he goes, oh, fuck, I don't know where I'm going. Once you go, fuck this, I'm just going to turn back around. No, he gets deper into the forest.
Sure,
Now
sure,
it's
go
like,
deeper.
now
Right.
it's like an hour and a half away and he's still just kind of cruising through the forest. Like, oh, shit, I fucked up. I don't know. That kind of...
Yeah. I feel like I also get why he didn't have a lot of urgency to go to the exam. Because also, like, his dad was like, look, they're taking 50% off. If you ace it, you'll pass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it's like, look, we know this kid. This kid's not even, this kid's not getting nowhere near 100 on this.
No. It's
So
almost
he
like he's
probably
been to
was
college
like-
for 8 years.
So it was probably just like, what's the point anyway?
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. I'm not going
Well, he
back.
also wants to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like he wants to go be an adventurer, which at the end of the
Finding
show,
a cool thing in the ground is adventurous.
that this is true. At the end of it, when I think it was Neil was like, oh, you know, I wonder if we still take our assessment test or whatever. Like, I think he made like some comment towards it, just like as like a joke. But he looks up and he sees the X-wing flying by, and I'm like, oh no, he knows what he wants to do. He
Yeah.
wants to get in that motherfucker. So,
Yep.
so like,
yeah.
So to continue with what you were saying like a half hour ago, Mila, I wouldn't mind seeing another series. Not so much this series, but if they go on to do like another series or another, you know, sequels or another chapter or whatever, and they bring like Wim back, but he's like an adult.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Like if they make a
Yeah.
reference to it, I'm like, I'm okay with that. Like, just like kind of sprinkle them
I
in a
think
little
they'd
bit.
be really interesting characters to see grown up.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
much they could still be doing.
Especially
It's only
Wim.
9 years after
Especially
Jedi,
him.
so-
Like, right.
You know?
And
Because he'd actually be like a cool character.
yeah. And also, this is a story that has nothing to do with what we already know.
Mm-hmm.
So you can create anything you want, like how they did with Mando.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah.
just a story that Dave Filoni and John Favreau came up with, right?
Yeah.
And it's great because
Filoni just got like, I don't know, he's like big, like he's like creative director, like he's huge now.
I think actually on this one, it
Serious?
shows his, he got bumped. I believe.
He got bummed. I don't know if he's above Kennedy or what. Like, I don't know. He's up there now. Like,
Damn.
the
Yeah.
internet was cheering, if you will. It looked like the end of Return of the Jedi when the fucking Emperor's thing falls. And everyone's just in the,
Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah, he definitely got a
Oh,
bump.
wow.
Yeah.
So I think that they're probably just going to go further with a lot of his ideas and creativity, which is fine. That's
Which is good.
So I think that like with a story like this, where it's created, it has nothing to do with any kind of lore, because there's nothing a part of it that links it to anything that we've already seen or a story that we already know. It's like, oh, there's pirates. Yeah, we already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Pirate stories can go on for fucking ever.
Yeah, it's a huge galaxy. They can be
Yeah,
from
and
anywhere.
that's-
There's a
and
million
that's-
different species of pirates
part,
or
right, and that's
clans
part of
and
it. It's like
everything.
this is it, the galaxy is so fucking vast.
It's vast and it's fucked up. Like, there's a lot of shit happening, so you know it's going to cause a lot of creation of rebels and pirates and outlaws.
Sure.
And things
Cool
like
as
that.
shit.
It's like the Empire didn't fall and the Republic take over, and then everything else was like, and everybody else fell in line. Like that's not how that shit works,
Well, that's how
right?
That's how
the
big
New
ass
Galactic Empire
galaxy.
takes a hold. You know what I mean?
Right. So
They start getting back together. I'm like the old ways. So I have a question, sort of a philosophical question, maybe.
Okay.
So you have this Platin. The name is Adam. Let's say it a couple more times. It's sheltered. It's under the shield. It's kept hidden from the rest of the galaxy. The people are basically enslaved, right? Like they're working for the greater cause and the good and all that. But yet they know of the outer galaxy. Like they know a lot of the history, right? They knew history of what happened and all that stuff. How do you get that happening with people and you don't start having rebellion? They're like, well, I want to fucking be off this planet too. Like, there's the whole galaxy out there. And they're all just kind of like, yeah, we're happy to just stay here and hang and be cool. Like,
I feel like
you know what I mean?
you
Like, the kid obviously
overestimate-
wanted to get the fuck out.
I feel like you overestimate how much history they actually teach. Because I feel like one of
they
the
know. Like, the kid knew about the old Republic stuff and the Jedi's.
but for him, it was just story. It was
Yeah.
It's like
It was like
fucking,
you
you
once
tell
upon a
me about
time.
Medusa. That doesn't make me think she was real. It's
He seemed like he knew it was real. Like he thought it was real.
I think I'm not saying there's no history. I'm saying that they have probably made the system so that no one learns anything about anything outside anymore. So they know about what once was, and they're told like it once was.
Yeah.
Not like there is right now.
Still, I get what you're saying. Totally get what you're saying. But I still have
you don't hear anyone talk about history.
Like if you've seen with the Truman Show.
Yes.
Right? With Jim Carrey. He thinks the world is real. But then when he finds out the world is not real and it's a fucking TV show, essentially, he does nothing but to get out.
Right.
I think
they know there's an outside galaxy. There's a shield protecting them. They know the Republic comes and sends an emissary to come and pick up the fucking credits and go. And like, nobody's like, this is bullshit. You're not going to let me leave. Like, when you do that to people, all they want to do is leave. Like, you're telling me I can't ever leave? Now I
think something else is they also, idealize
human nature.
The jobs that they have. Like they make them so amazing and honorable and going like, oh my God, I'd love to be exec of X branch.
I think they just indoctrinate.
I think it's just all indoctrination.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Which happens.
They're drinking the Kool-Aid. But
for sure.
Even in the drinking the Kool-Aid, there are people that would like, this Kool-Aid sucks. I don't like this. This is bullshit.
Although then you keep it very,
So now we have to read between the lines. And maybe there was. Maybe you're right.
That's the story I want to hear.
Okay, well, they're dead.
I can believe that. Some of those droids...
Oh, yeah, no, they're pretty fucking vicious. There was no stepping out of line.
I bet they just go, they went missing.
Sorry about your bad luck. Done.
But since it's so few, because it's so, deeply, indoctrinated into the whole society, so it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it would, hypothetically...
Yeah.
If it would, I think they'd just be picked off,
Because don't forget,
But at some point you have Terminator.
They would have to find some sort of rule that they break.
Have Terminator. Like you have Terminator eventually. That's what Terminator was.
Yeah.
Right? The robots take over and people are like, nah, I'm not dealing with this bullshit. I don't care how.
But wait.
We created you. You took over. We're fucking out.
But that's the thing. Humans created the robots ended up taking over. I think on this planet, it was always the other way around. There was always the robots there. And I
don't think so. Robots are created by people. People lived on this ad well before, and then they started making the coins.
No, that's what I don't think. I think that this was the plan. I think the Republic put the robots there to do what they need to do, and then they put the people there. I think that's how they put the people there, because
where'd they get the people?
They're from fucking everywhere else.
Hey, do you want to go make money and live comfortably forever and ever
on the boat? We're going to stack you like cordwood, like we've seen this. Didn't work that well. Right. It wasn't a good thing.
Right, but there's been a lot of in real world, right? It's, hey, we're going to take you out of the shit area that you live in, and we're going to bring you to this beautiful planet where everything is cultivated.
It's a paradise. You can get money, a job.
You can't ever leave.
Okay.
All right.
I don't want to be hungry.
This is what the job. So they give them everything. It's like, oh my God, this is so much better than what I had.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to the living on the streets and
I get what you're saying.
So it's that different mindset. So and then now it just becomes habit. That's like, oh, what are you doing?
And then you get generations passing down gratitude. So oh my God, I'm so grateful.
I agree. Part of it.
I agree. But then other movies will show us the other end of it. Like even a Terminator, because it was generations into, and they had kids and they're fighting the war. Then you look at The Matrix, where again, it was generations. They were creating people, and there were people being like, this isn't right. Right? Yeah. Like, this is too nice. It's too good. And they wanted to get out and go live in Zion, which was a hellhole.
Right.
Because they didn't want to be indoctrinated and run by the robots.
I wonder if it's also the idea of I feel like that's much more likely to happen if someone were to introduce that idea. Because if that idea is kind of
around. Somebody had to introduce the idea, let's say in The Matrix, somebody had to introduce the idea. It has to start somewhere. How do they first start rebelling against
then it's about spreading it, Mm-hmm. It's about oh hey, maybe there's a way to get off the planet. Maybe there's but if that never actually organizes, then I don't think that would ever actually happen.
When the kids get off the planet, the parents are kind of like, we need to find a way to get our kids and fuck them because they're not letting us, and the robot, now we have to go behind their back.
That could, right. I was just thinking about that in my head. Like, now, that could possibly start, but we don't know what.
But now it doesn't have to because the robot, the emissary, whatever, the high evolutionary, their guy is fucking dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
The main robot dude's dead. All the other robots
right.
shut down.
Comes in, so like you can now carry on. But I get what you're saying. I mean,
and then how does that world exist after that? Like that's the next cool part.
Right?
So
their normal way of life is now completely gone.
See, that's
all the
why,
robots are not working. Nothing happening. They have no robot people enslaving them and or taking care of their shit. They have to do everything for themselves.
You know, I bet if we spent more time on AT-AT in the beginning, which is not something I wanted, but if we were to stay longer on AT-AT, I think you would run into more people like that. I think we'd be able to see like that other side of going like, oh, there's actually like a resistance, or that we're planning on doing blah blah blah. You know,
like, I think that you'd find it.
But since we're not on the planet for most of the show, because we're dealing with something totally different.
Yeah, we're only like first.
Then we're never going to see that.
Sprinkles in between.
But that would be really that would be something interesting to see if there's like a season 2 or like a spinoff or something. You know, like what actually was
early
that?
Days.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like Growing Pains like theme song going over.
Right. That's why like when they went to that other planet, that was the adults versus the kids, basically.
Yeah.
That warring little planet that was just like AT-AT, was like at Akron or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's like right next door.
It's a sister planet.
It's a sister planet.
I'm sure
it was like exact. So I thought when I first watched, I was like, did they just like time travel or something like because I mean it's space.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm like, did they just go into like this time loop, and now that actually is their planet, except it's in the fucking future? And I'm like, that'd be kind of fucked up.
No.
If it was the same planet.
Some Twilight Zone type shit or something. Yeah, I thought that was really like cool, but also like if we bring that into like lore, maybe once upon a time they were also like part of that like treasure planet type idea. You know, maybe what happened to them was an uprising. You know. Yeah. And it went wrong, and now everybody's at war, and they don't even know why.
I think honestly, just those 6 planets that they talk about being part of like the old galaxy, whatever, like that. I think it was just. I think each one of those planets did something for the old Republic. Like each planet had a job. You know, we see on this one was to make the Republic credits. That's why they got made. Mm-hmm. So I think that all 6 planets had a job for the old Republic.
Yeah.
The old Republic goes down. Those 6 planets actually don't know. They're dealing with their own shit, and they have no idea what the fuck the real world is anymore. And they're like, wait, who the fuck? Because think about it, like they were there for the old Republic. I mean, the what do you call it? The droid there said, you know, he was like, oh, I'm an emissary Jedi. He was like, well, that's funny because the last message we got was that the Jedi were traitors, right? Yeah. That's Order 66.
Yeah.
And this is well after that. So that's kind of what gives you my timeline. I'm like, holy shit, this is like 30, 40 years. Well, at least, 20 at least, right? Yeah, like 25 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. Like, so all these people have just been hanging out on this planet, not knowing fuck all.
Because A New Hope was what, 20 years after?
Well, yeah.
20, 21 years, something like that.
Well, I
and
think
then
about
this is
Luke.
9 years after.
So I'm thinking about, like, Luke was between 2025 and 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
So he's, so that was 25.
And he's 9 years after Jedi.
So this is like 35 years after Order 60. So there's a long time. These people have just been kind of plugging away. And you see that because of all the fucking Republic credits.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh, my God. And it's going nowhere.
It's going nowhere. It just keeps getting... Really,
it's just becoming more and more of a treasure planet of old, you know?
And he was like, wait a minute, how many vaults do you have? He's like, well, we have 1,000. He was like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich forever. But now, New Republic comes in, they can easily go, none of that is worth anything.
Yeah.
It's like the $2 bill. Or
what's it made out of?
It's made out of gold, but you could just literally
just make that. You could go... With that much gold, it could just...
Yeah, it's like, all right,
it could become worthless.
It's like the penny. Like they're trying to get rid of the penny again, thank God. But yeah, it's worth nothing. So that's no longer a quote-unquote treasure planet.
Yeah.
You know, I think the treasure that was in the little vault where the captain was, I would have just hung out there.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
And so
that was like some Indiana Jones shit.
Oh yeah, so he comes out of the sewer and he's got it draped all over him. Those other pirates are like, we're gonna kill you. I'm like, dude, Go downstairs. There's a
Go get it.
shitload.
You think I'm carrying all this?
treasure down there.
More than enough for everybody.
Why did they not go? Wait a minute. Where the fuck did you just get all that? Let's go. Get the fuck back down there. We're going down there. Grab all the rest of that shit. I don't understand why they didn't go back down and get all that.
You know,
They're
low key
pirates.
about that scene, it's kind of like crazy. Like I forgot about this until just now. That he like on a whim, he like melted all those people in acid like that were chasing him.
Yeah.
And you heard the screams. I was
He's
watching.
basically flushing them.
I'm like, that sounds kind of dark.
Yeah, he was like, refill that. I was like, oh.
And the fact that everyone just looks around uncomfortably and you just hear the screams, I was like, that's a little dark.
It's a little dark.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That was crazy.
And then it goes up, and then the bag. What was he? A bat wolf? Wolf bat? I don't even
Wolf
want
bat guy, yeah.
I don't even want a new captain. So
The
there's
dude.
that.
There it is.
There it is.
All right, let's rate the show.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Nice.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'll give it a 3.5.
I'm gonna go 3 3/4. I'm right in between.
I was kind of there too, but I'm gonna give
Right
it
in
the
between.
bump up.
I mean,
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
too much to watch to bother watching it again. It's not something I would watch. It's a great show. I think people should watch it. I think my deck would definitely recommend people
Yes,
to watch it.
Yeah.
Again, it's not because I don't want to watch it again. There's just too much shit, including the new Spider-Man, which starts on the 29th.
Which one?
We could talk about all the new
The
stuff
cartoon,
too.
the cartoon, the new Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh,
on Disney
okay.
Plus.
There's a lot going on in the Marvel world coming up soon.
Yeah,
and
there's
I'm
a list. We'll have to
here
go
for
through.
it.
Maybe over the next episode,
Is
we'll
there?
go over the list of what's coming out this year and next year. There's a lot. Like there's obviously tons of lists out there that tell you all the movies.
I just
and
keep
shows.
track of Daredevil coming out, and other than that,
can't wait.
I'm blind to everything.
I like what you just did there, Daredevil. You're
Daredevil blind.
Ah, that was
I don't think
good.
it was on purpose, but it worked.
She should be
Thanks.
sent to the penitentiary. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
All right, end it,
punishment.
guys. Cut it.
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, he
Cut that
says.
shit out.
All right, gang. We are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. I want to thank my ranters. Thank you, Mila.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
And find us online. Again, we are brought to you by the Subculture Podcast Network. You can find us online at bio.link/subculturepod. Check us out online on entertainmentrants.com. Let us know what you thought of Skeleton Crew. We want to know. We want to hear it. Check us out on our social media. Gang, what are we gonna do?
Rant, let's rant.
Let's rant.
It always takes you guys a time.